Still After Dark.
Oh, I kind of like that.
I just came up with that
kinda like
literally
that.
just this
I
moment.
like
It's
it.
not
Twilight of the Gusto.
Gusto After Dark.
I mean, that's kind of it. Yeah. I get it. I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's do it. Gusto After Dark.
Because I feel like most of these shows we'll film at night after we're
Yeah.
done with work and stuff. So it's like Gusto After Dark.
I like it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Relaxed
Gusto
sports
After
show.
Dark.
Yeah, so you see we're not wearing our coats or anything like that. And,
Exposed.
yeah, well, we just, because one of the things I've said, maybe not from the start, but as we progress, is like, I just don't want this show, not this show, this is a different show, but I don't want Mustard the Gusto to be just us talking about other, like, media, or like, you know,
Yeah.
oh, this show is the
Agreed.
show. I mean, I've done the show where we talked about music exclusively, and I loved it, and I have no problem with the show like that. But, and, you know, or like we review, someone suggested, oh, do a movie review each week. But that's just not what I want from this show.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what I want from it. I know I don't want that in particular.
I feel like we're slowly honing in on what we
Yeah.
want to do with the show.
For sure.
And I think it's becoming pretty clear.
Yeah, and also it's just like there's so many shows out there for people talking about the movies they like, the TV shows they like, the music they like, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love all
Yeah.
those things, and I like this show is literally going to be us talking all about a TV show.
Yeah.
But this is a different show.
Yes.
This is Gusto After Dark.
Gusto After
shoes
Dark.
coming off.
Yeah,
This is
so-
real shit.
What we're going to talk about here on Gusto After Dark is, I'm going to say it out loud, my favorite show of all time.
All time, like forever.
As of right now, I mean, you can
Sorry.
say things, and you know, your perspective can change over the years. But as of right now, like, I can't even think of another show that holds a candle to my experience with this show over the past 3 seasons.
The writing is phenomenal. The acting is fantastic. It's everything. Everything is on point with this show.
It's like they found like the valve, like they found they found how to get to me in every conceivable way. And anyone wants to say anything bad about it, like, I just don't want to hear it.
I feel that.
Because my connection to it is so strong. Like, the way most of you feel about Game of Thrones or Star Wars is how I feel about Stranger Things. So
This is your Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I've never really had one. Like,
Yeah.
I've had movies that obviously I'm a huge movie fan. You know, so there's definitely pieces of art that I've connected with, like, at a very deep level. So many, you know, immeasurable. It's too many to count. Something about this one, I don't know. Maybe it's the time period. Certainly, it's the characters. It's, I don't know. Everything about it just appeals to me on almost every level, and like, I don't know. It's very, very near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, same. I feel such an emotional connection with the characters.
Yeah.
Hopper especially, because Hopper's my boy.
Yeah.
I had one that was when I first heard about it. It was a really shitty description. I didn't want to watch it. It was like some kids are doing something, and there's a Department of Energy, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I
is
think
this?
I was a little hesitant to watch
Yeah,
it
It
too.
was
At
a
first,
description.
there's
It was like
always
a bad.
that. Yeah.
Somebody that saw it, you know,
And
it's
then-
bad. Explain, yeah, the kids in the Department of Energy. I'm like, this sounds boring.
And then you hear this rumbling when things take off and become phenomenons, and of course, people like us, I feel like we're resistant to hop on the bandwagon. But sometimes it's worth hopping on the bandwagon, and sometimes there's a bandwagon for a reason. There's
yeah.
a reason this show got popular, like Chappelle's Show. There's a reason everyone on Earth watched Chappelle's Show when we were in high school, because it was hilarious and it was amazing. Like so I really love when something, because it doesn't happen often with me. I'm not a Star Wars fan. I'm not a fan of the Marvel movies. It's just like, if you're into those movies, like, this is the golden age for you, and God bless you. Go see every one.
Yeah.
But I've never been like hit with something like this, like something that is so wildly popular, and I'm just absolutely on board for every last second of it. I bought all this merchandise today. We went to Target and I couldn't control myself.
They had a Stranger Things themed Dungeons and Dragons starter guide
Yeah,
thing.
Oh,
yeah, that
that's
looks really
cool.
cool. But it's like, could just you and I play that, or do we have to? I guess you're here. We can. Okay.
Yeah, we could all play it.
It's cheaper online, so. But I mean, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, but this could be my.
I had never either. I would love to try.
I've read the books just for like, before Wikipedia, it was like, oh, what's this about? And it's like the backstory and the lore, but I don't know shit about the game.
By the way, can we get a nice shot of this mug
there's
here?
There's gonna be a close up.
Yeah, that in there. So yeah, I mean, I think I've you said you're Hopper. I'm a 11. 11 is like, I don't know what it is that I connect with that character. I'm not saying I'm like 11. I don't have psychic powers, and I'm not a teenage girl. But I don't know. There's something. Brad said something on episode 2 of Much to the Gusto, different show, about John Wick. In the beginning of John Wick, he said he's never he's never been more on the side of a protagonist like in the history of fiction. And I feel like I might feel that way with 11. I don't know. I'm just so sympathetic to her plight, and I just think she's one of the. Tom Sharpling, I used to listen to The Best Show all the time. He said he was a big fan of Stranger Things the first season, and everyone was like, Barb. We all love Barb. Barb's our favorite character, and he's like, Barb is like awesome, like in the context of like freaks and geeks. Like, you don't like the girl that can flip a van with her mind. Like that's Barb's your. There's nothing wrong with Barb, but it's just like. Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, 11's mine for sure. I mean, I love
the whole
characters
cast
are so great.
fantastic.
Dustin is
Dustin's great.
Dustin's my number 2 after 11 for damn sure. I love Dustin. I think he's hilarious, and I think he's so smart too, and perceptive. He's just like he's a brilliant. All of them are such like richly drawn characters.
Lucas just whips out a slingshot and fights.
Yeah,
creatures from hell.
The monster killer, he calls it. But that casting too. It's like Gaten Mazzarato as Dustin. Like I would just like, what perfect casting, right? Who else could play that role? And I'm sure a lot of actors to bring them bits of themselves to the role too.
Don't forget, he's local.
And apparently he's from New Jersey. I know his band played the Stone Pony a couple years ago. I did not make it to that. Before I understand it sold out quickly. But that's one of those things where I'm sure his band's great, but it's like literally they just want to see him. They just want to see him. Well, because we get a lot of celebrities come to, like Kiefer Sutherland band is always playing at the Stone Pony, and David Duchovny, and it's like,
play the 24 song.
Exactly. Sing the X-Files theme. Like, you just want to. The only reason you're going to that show is because you want to see that person in person. And there's like VIP packages for like get a photo with him for an extra $100 or something like that. And it's just like, I sincerely doubt people are like pumping David Duchovny CDs in their car. No offense to him. Maybe they're awesome. Maybe I'm not giving him a chance musically. But I have no interest, I must say.
I've never really heard anyone be a fan of David Duchovny's musical career.
It'd be a really weird thing to be a fan of.
Yeah, he's strange.
I guess some people are huge fans of specific people. Like, I'm a huge David Duchovny fan, so I have his albums and whatnot. Like, I don't know, is there...
Nobody says that about Crispin Glover, for sure.
I did have Crispin Glover's album.
Guys, don't do it. Just don't.
It's weird.
It's out there.
Auto Manipulator, remember that song?
I don't remember that one.
Oh, no?
Probably if I heard it.
It's a little there. It's about...
I probably know it if I heard it.
I'll sing it to you later.
You couldn't say that out loud?
I'm bashful.
You wouldn't say masturbation, guys. This is Gusto After Dark, James. Come on, man.
Yeah, you gotta...
Masturbation.
Boom!
You sounded like Hank Hill when you said that.
We just got views.
Masturbation. Okay, all right. So, what are we talking about here? July 4th. So, these past these episodes of Much to the Gusto, the most recent ones you've seen or are about to see, were filmed on July 4th, the 4th of July. You know what else? That's the birth of our country. The birth of our nation. 1776. This great country was founded. Stranger Things was released on July 4th, season 3. I had trouble sleeping. I was so excited. I was so excited.
Yeah.
It was,
I got up early. I was up at like 6 a.m.
I think were you up at 6?
I was up at like 6
a.m.
Yeah.
Because I set my alarm for 8 and I woke up at 7. I just so excited. And it's like, sometimes you wake up and like, I was like, no, I'm up. Let's do this. And I remember I think I went downstairs, put on a pot of coffee. Sean comes down the stairs. And I said, oh, you're up early. He's like, don't get used to it. And then, of course, it's like, I think I made breakfast first, but then, like, right to it. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So, the episodes you saw of us filmed on New Year's, on New Year's, on the 4th of July, we had already watched two. We watched 2 episodes
Yes.
that morning, right? And I had planned to stagger them out. First I said 1 episode a day, and then I said, all right, that's too difficult, because they really leave me on such, like, cliffhangers.
Yeah.
The endings have been spectacular. A few in a row, like, I guess we can get into it now, but, like, the ending of I think it was episode 3, where they're having dinner at Billy's at Heather's house,
Yeah, I think that checked out.
and they wind up, they drug the mother, and then they chloroform the father and hit him over. I mean, it's set to American Pie, and then the ending. We'll get to the sauna episode, but the ending of the sauna episode was incredible. And then I just remember the ending of the next episode after that, when Jonathan and Nancy are in the hospital, and they're fighting off those 2 gentlemen who then melt and combine to form one single monster that roars loudly, and then credits. So how are you not supposed to keep going after that? So the episodes were ending in such a way that it's like I can't just do 1 a day. So then I thought I'd do 2 a day, and then I thought I think I saw Sean and I talked about this Yahoo article that I saw the headline of, like, basically saying something bad's gonna happen, like one of your favorite characters is dead. Pretty much is what. And then I had so much anxiety about it that I'm like, I can't not know about this. And also we were at work one day, and we had like 4 episodes left. 3 episodes, 4 episodes.
I think it was, the final stretch was 3 episodes. we had
Yeah,
left.
so I think we're both like, we got to
go
finish it as
it
soon
up.
as we can. So we watched 2 episodes.
We watched 2 that night, and then we watched the last one.
The last one is almost feature length. It's like
Yeah.
an hour and 17 minutes or something like that.
Doesn't
But-
feel like it though.
No, but
does
it's
not
like you
feel like
can't wait on it. And also I was too afraid of spoilers to be
Yeah. I
spoilers
mean, already you
aplenty.
had seen that article, which, by the way, fuck you guys. That's just such a dick move. Don't put a spoiler right in a headline.
Well, to be fair, I mean, not to be fair, but to make it even worse, there's a newer Yahoo headline that's like, is Hopper really dead?
Yeah,
Like,
I saw
it
that.
literally just says it right in the
Wow.
headline. Because mine was like, somebody's dead. Maybe they're not. We'll see. It was basically the headline.
Dick
Um,
move.
They're just doing
Yeah.
that for advertising or attention, because like even if you don't read it, you're gonna tell people about it. Their name gets out there.
Yeah,
Just bleep that name
So-
out.
that was screwy. I did not appreciate that. What is this word I wrote up? I wrote the word woke up early.
See, y'all spaced it
July
out.
1st.
Just binge. It was like
Binge.
2 episodes, and the rest of them the next day. Just
Blackout? What does this say? What does this word say? What word? Blackout? Black.
binge watch, binge out.
No, binge I wrote in a separate bubble.
I cannot black knot.
I got gl-
This is not going to be very exciting.
Block knot.
We
Is it the
might have
word?
to cut this
Yeah, we're gonna
out.
have to cut some of this.
Is it with that word?
Binge. Blocknet.
Let me see that thing.
Undermall. Blocknet. What the hell is that, James?
I don't know. We'll just have to forget I wrote anything like that.
Blanket. BLAC.
Blanket. I don't know why I would write the word blanket.
Black nod. Is that
Black
like-
nod.
Is that like a code word or something?
I have no idea what happened there.
Russians. Yeah, this little segment's gonna.
First viewing.
I'm deciphering a
Oh,
clue.
I don't
Like
know
a
what that
clue,
one
like a
is.
clue from Russians hiding underneath the mall.
Yeah, maybe that's what that was. I did that on purpose.
Anyway, alright, so we won't worry about that now. What we will worry about is new characters introduced in season 3. So, how about Robin? I loved Robin. I thought she was a
Yeah,
great character.
Robin was fantastic.
Robin was, and sort of, as you peel away, like, just keeps getting more intricate and just better. Like,
She starts off as kind of like a who's this, and then it just gets better.
yeah, I think in the beginning.
I always liked her to begin with. I thought she, but it was just, you didn't realize she was
I
going
didn't
to
think she was gonna
become
be a
such a
character.
big
I
part.
thought she was just like a.
Yeah, she was kind of
like
like
a side character, but
Yeah.
no, she's she's like super smart. Was able to, she cracked the Russian code
Yes.
that they get in the. I guess we'll have to assume you watched the season.
Yeah.
Because we I don't feel like we need to explain every last.
Yeah, no,
little-
there's going to be a
little
spoiler
detail.
tag on this.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you've made it this far into the video, stop watching. Go finish the season and then
What
come
is your
watch.
problem?
Why are you like this?
Yeah. So I thought Robin was great, played by Maya Hawke.
Maya Hawke.
So yeah, I thought that was a great addition and great.
Robin's daughter.
Yep, and Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
And just a great new friend for Steve. And I think
they work well with each other. They have a good
Yeah.
dynamic together.
And I love the way it was set up because it's clearly set up to make you think like, oh, they'll wind up together, and then it's just like there's almost this trope or this thing that happens in movies and TV shows where if you're a good dude, you'll get the girl. Like the girl's almost given to you as like a trophy or a prize. And I like what he was given here was like a really good friend and someone, two people that's invaluable. Someone who can.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, loved Robin. Thought she was great. Grigory was the Russian Terminator type character.
I liked him. I thought he was a lot of fun.
I just didn't.
The final fight too. I
That was
loved-
cool.
I loved it.
The
Funhouse
Funhouse
was
was
very
pretty
good,
cool.
yeah.
I would say that's the aspect that I might be least interested in of all the threats, and I don't have a problem with it. But it's just like, comparatively speaking, like I'm more interested in the giant monster than the evil Russian man.
I get that, but at the same time, I liked that he was almost a monster himself. He felt like whenever he showed up, you can't fight this. Like Hopper got the shit kicked out of him, And every time he faced up against this guy, he lost. He had to find a way to escape and run. There was no way to stop him. And I liked that,
Yeah.
It did, it's like the Terminator.
Jason?
Yeah, like when you see him, you just keep Terminator, Jason. You see him,
Michael
he
Myers.
just keeps walking. Yeah.
Or another one I'm thinking of is in Resident Evil, Mr. X. You
Yeah,
have
that
him
same-
coming after you, that big
Like,
lumbering
Cameras
dude
all
coming
close up. You
after
see the person. He's just in the background. Like no matter where you are, he's just slow. He's not running. He's just pacing himself, and he's always behind you.
Yeah. He's not a bad character by any stretch of the imagination. It's just maybe the aspect that I was least interested in.
Yeah, which is
After-
fine. You don't have to. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I liked him.
Yeah.
His
After
presence.
On Reddit, Alexei would have survived if he would have just picked the right flavor. Like they did a little AMA with them, and like, so anything would have kept Alexei alive? He should have picked a Coke Slurpee.
What does that have to do with him getting shot?
It was just the actor having fun with it. That's what
No,
kept
yeah,
him.
it's-
Like, and it was cool. Like the actor seemed like a very cool dude in the questions. Like in the show, he's just there. So it was inspired by Rocky and Rambo. Terminator.
We move on now to what I think is my least favorite. I mean, I love the season, 100,000 million %, and I'm not a person who likes to nitpick. But what I would say my least favorite, although the payoff was pretty good, but I didn't really care for Jake Busey's character of Bruce, I guess is his name.
It was a little cartoonish.
He just seems so cartoonishly mean, like in a way that only happens in movies. And I mean, I guess it was great to see that reveal of him being flayed and coming after her. Like that was, I guess maybe it's worth it for that.
I think it's also fun. I mean, you can tell he's having a good time with it. He's definitely.
It just
hamming
was kind of
up.
like I would groan a little bit when I would see him make these comments of.
it's a
and
little
it's just
too
like,
much.
come on, like this is like.
Oh, Nancy Drew.
Yeah. And then so him.
Oh, you can't even pour coffee right, Nancy Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a little.
But I guess it was like seeing him in the hospital is pretty cool. Like seeing him coming after her and stuff. Like it made for a really good like possessed villain.
That was actually cool because that tapped into a big fear of mine when I was a kid. I had this dream when I was in the hospital about a monster that was coming after me in a hospital.
Oh snap!
And it was, that kind of brought me back to that. Him, opening the curtain like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that really, like,
They
personally, that got under my skin.
They got to you.
Yeah.
And then there was Tom Holloway, who I guess was their boss at the newspaper place, also flayed. He was. I thought he was pretty decent.
I liked him. I thought he was good.
Yeah, I thought he was
Especially
good, too.
post flaying, he was.
I feel like he was more like it like as far as like a workplace villain goes. He was a little more of a real person. You know what I mean? Like definitely a dick, but
It wasn't as like turned up.
it wasn't
to
so
11.
cartoonishly
Yeah.
mean. We got Doris Driscoll, who
yeah.
I enjoyed that woman's performance.
Yeah.
You know, and then she
Maybe
has
want to get the Felix the Cat clock.
yeah.
Love it.
Well, she was just like such a kindly woman who clearly
Yeah.
like enjoyed having the company, and then of course gets flayed and all hell starts breaking loose. So
Oh, that was a great scene when they find her in the basement
Oh,
eating the
eating
fertilizer.
fertilizer.
Oof.
Yeah. Heather Holloway, which would be Tom's daughter and Billy's kind of like, I want to say cohort, but they're both like that's the lifeguard, the female lifeguard.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
She wasn't really in it too much, right? I mean, pre-flaying for sure.
Yeah.
She
Even
popped
post-flay, was she in it that much?
She was there. Like
She was there,
Also,
but I feel
she's
like-
the one who smashed her father in the head with the bottle.
Yeah.
And I just thought she had a good presence. Like, and then the scene of 11 going into that nether realm type of area, and her popping up in the bathtub and saying "Help me!" Like I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty.
That was good.
I thought she did well. I mean, she didn't have that many lines or anything like that, but I appreciated her presence, and I thought her look was like.
Yeah,
It's
when she was
suited
flayed,
the
yeah,
like
it's-
being flayed. So who are we going to talk about? We'll talk a little bit about Susie, Dustin's
Susie.
girlfriend, and one of the best moments
Fantastic.
in the
I didn't
show.
think she was real. I don't think
So,
anybody thought she was real.
Yeah, I didn't think she was real. James always had an inkling that she was real.
It seems so like. Well, first off, Dustin's not a liar. That's the first thing that I would
Yeah.
when it seemed like she was made up. He doesn't lie, right? Well, he did hide D'Artagnan
That's
in
different,
the second
though.
season, but it wasn't like
because that was to protect his friend, like you said.
yeah.
Yeah, he was hiding something. This way, he would have just been lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also it seemed like it really seemed to be kind of laid on thick that it seems like she's made up. So much so that I was like, there's no way she's made up. It's like, it's really being like laid on pretty thick that it doesn't seem like she's real. But we'll talk more about Susie later because, spoiler alert for this show, it's on one of my top 5 moments of the season. Who else do I want to talk about? I'd like to talk about Mayor Klein.
Yeah.
I have trouble pronouncing his last name. But it's like Carrie Elwes.
Oh, don't look at me.
Elwes.
Elvis.
No, I celebrate him from being from The Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
And among
classic.
what else is he? I mean, he's been in a lot of things.
He's been in a lot of
actually,
things. I don't really know.
But I thought he was. I mean, he's such a sleaze in it, and I guess he's based off the mayor in Jaws, which I haven't seen Jaws in a long time.
Yeah, it's
but,
been a minute for me.
But I will be honest. I've watched the season twice now. It's been 1 week, and I've watched it twice, and really relishing like how, like what a sleaze he was, and how perfectly he played that sleaze. It was just like. I feel like it was too like. See, I was complaining about Jake Busey's character, but I feel like I don't know. It's like you understand this type of sleazy mayor character, like, and his motivations are clear and make sense. They're not good, but they're clear and they make sense. Whereas Jake Busey is just like, well, you're just mean for no reason other than that your character calls for it.
Yeah.
And I like Jake Busey. I feel like I'm dissing him, but it's not his fault.
It's the writing. It's not him.
Yeah, but I thought he was great as a Mayor Klein, and I just love how. Remember in UHF, there's the bad guy gets like punched and hit over and over again. It was weird. I was saying like there were movies at the time where like the bad guy doesn't like get it enough, and he really gets it. in
Oh,
this. Like,
yeah.
he gets hit,
thrown through the ringer.
hit and beat up and kneed in the crotch and then.
I mean, Hopper broke his nose.
Yeah, he smashed his nose against the door, and I don't know. I just thought
Joyce
he was,
kicked him in the balls.
She did, yeah,
And
then
punched him right in the
and then
face.
he's like,
The
his
cigar thing. That
Oh
was,
yeah,
that was,
he had the cigar cutter, and Hopper had his
Yeah.
finger in there, which he didn't cut his finger off, but he was clearly
He
pressing.
was
against
he was
it.
pressing hard with that.
Yeah, I thought And I love to see his face, you know. I'm a big Princess Bride fan, so and I just thought he was great. I thought it was nice to see
Aged
him.
quite gracefully too.
He did, yeah.
He looks
He looks
fantastic.
good. Yeah, he does
looks
look really
great.
good for a guy that definitely isn't young anymore. But yeah, I just thought he was great, and I was really happy to see his character in there. Last new addition. Who are we missing, boys? Big one. Who haven't we talked about?
We haven't talked about.
Well, he's mentioned briefly, but Smirnoff, Alexei, guys.
Oh,
Alexei.
yeah.
My name. Yeah, my brain isn't working right now.
Alexei, seems to be a much beloved character,
Alexei's fantastic.
who met
I
an
loved
untimely
Alexei.
fate, but was very intensely likable
Oh,
once he
such a
started
sweetheart.
opening up. Especially, like, I really enjoyed his and Murray's relationship. I thought
Yeah,
was really,
that was great.
was really pretty great, and Murray seemed genuinely very upset when Alexei died. But yeah, he was great. I mean, he gave it a lot of like special moments of like the cherry Slurpee and popping the balloons with the darts and winning
Yeah.
his Woody Woodpecker, and he's
I
just
like the whole car thing when Hopper's just like, yeah, and they're all freaking like he's leaving, and he gets in the drive, like, yeah, I just thinking, where's this Russian guy gonna go in the middle of America during the Cold War? He doesn't even know English. He's coming back.
yeah. So he was great, and it's a bummer that I guess he sort of met a Bob-like fate of like the character that we're introduced, fall in love with, and then dies.
Are they gonna do this every season? It's so
Well,
painful and harsh.
It is. It's really, and then every season too. Another thing I'm sure most people notice, like Steve getting the ever-loving crap kicked out of him.
Oh, poor Steve.
That's his role.
That's going to be another one of my favorite moments here on the list. I must admit, I cheated real bad on these top fives. Two of them are straight up two things. Anyway,
Son of a bitch.
so it really is.
You better not have took mine with someone.
Well, we might. I'm sure we'll have some of the
There's
same,
some
some
overlap,
crossover
yeah.
for sure. But anyway, yeah. I wonder if that is a thing that they plan on doing. Just introducing a new character, getting you to love that new character,
Who died
and then killing
this
him.
season? Oh yeah. They said there's a B trend.
Billy.
Every season has a person who dies. It's like,
Yeah, we
semi-disappear.
got Barb, Bob, Billy.
Who's next?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Look at that.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
start watching out for these characters.
yeah, anyone with a B up front, watch out. All right, so those are the characters we were introduced to new to this season. Really good crop. I especially in particular Robin and Mayor Klein. I thought and Alexei, obviously. But like really, it's impressive that you can introduce a character into a show that we already love all the characters, and then you give us a new one that we love just as much. Robin was a fantastic addition, and clearly, like, if there's a season 4, which there's going to be a season
There's gonna
4.
be a season
There's
4.
no way in hell there's
Don't
not
worry,
a
guys.
season 4. I'm sure Robin will be a part of it, if not even a bigger part of it. And actually,
from the setup at the end.
yeah, which
You
is,
can tell.
which is
She's gonna-
fantastic because they go and secure jobs at the video store, and I'm
Video store I used to work at.
yeah, at Family Video. Sean used to work at Family Video, and I used to work at Hollywood Video, and I love. I mean, we've talked about Action Video before on Mustard Augusto, our sister show. And I just have a real fondness in my heart for video stores, especially since you don't really see them around anymore.
Yes.
It's not that they're
There's-
gone; they're
there's-
still in Wisconsin, but you just don't really see them around
It's the
here
final
anymore.
one. Is it like one chain, like just that
Yeah.
one blockbuster? Then all the little
Yeah.
families.
So it's just I love to see a scene in a movie or TV show where they're in a video store. I just love to see that. So I hope to get some of that next season, and yeah, I'm really excited about that. So those are our new characters, but I guess we can talk a little bit about our tried and true, trusty characters that we know and love who have returned for this season. So. Where we find Mike and 11, having their own little situation, being a little, I wouldn't say cliquey, but separating themselves from the group a little bit. Which I love Mike and 11. Maleven, people call them.
11. I like
Um,
that.
And but it's nice that Max sort of taught her to be a little more independent. 11's sort of learning how to be a human or like a real person or at her age a real teen. So you
Yeah,
know.
she's kind of assimilating into the culture.
Exactly. Yeah.
And she needs more, she needs more perspective and different perspectives, Like, she said she
Yeah.
can't be with Mike all the time,
Exactly. So I think the season left her in a healthy place as far as that's concerned, of like still loving Mike, but realizing that there's more, than just your boyfriend. So yeah, that's and then Mike in general I think was like, I heard people complain about Mike like, oh, he's so whiny this season and this and that, but I feel like he's not whining for no reason. You know what I mean? Like there's a valid reasons to why he's like whining about things, and also it's like he was disrespectful to Hopper in the first episode. But it's like, yeah, he's like a teen. And
Yeah,
like,
that's what they did.
They're all kind of butts. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like, get mad at people for not acting like exactly how you would act. Anyway, so yeah. Dustin, I thought, was really great this season. He always is.
Dustin's fantastic.
Yeah. Lucas is great too. I love Lucas. We see instances of him being like a little selfish as far as being a boyfriend is concerned. Like when he drinks all the water and doesn't offer any to.
It was so funny, too. I liked... Yeah, he spits it back into
Oh,
the
here.
Halle Berry style
Yeah, like from John Wick 3.
from John Wick 3.
Uh,
No, I liked, too, his, like, whole... trying to like take Mike under his wing. He's like, yeah, man, I'll teach you a thing or two. Don't worry, bud. I got your back. Like, I know how to do this.
Oh, that's funny. I've been in a relationship for 3 minutes longer than you have. Well, actually, they started. Technically, I mean, they both kissed for the first time. Both couples kissed at the Snowball in season 2 for the first time. So I guess they started about the same time. But
Yeah. But I feel like, though, I mean, Mike and Elle were a thing before they were a thing official.
that's true.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
clearly they were destined to be together.
star-crossed.
I like Lucas's idea to buy the fireworks, which really actually is quite helpful.
They broke
Buy?
Or-
Yeah, no,
or
they just took
sold
those.
us.
Take the fireworks.
Yeah,
Actually.
they just took
procure
it.
the
Committed
fireworks.
felons
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty awesome. 11 I thought was just amazing this season. Like some of those fight scenes where she was like fighting
so
the
good.
monsters are just incredible and like really fill me with a lot of
Talk about the
emotion.
sauna
Yeah,
scene.
that was like
Yeah. Yeah,
like
the sauna scene is incredible. Like just incredible. I mean, we'll talk more about that later.
Yes.
So yeah, and then I love the way their her like fashion sense in this season too, where she's finally deciding like, oh, I'm gonna, Max sort of opens up her eyes to shopping, and she has like this wild new like sense of fashion, which I think
Yeah,
is,
because somebody had pointed that out actually online. I saw that, in the first season she has the makeover. They put her in the wig and they give her Nancy's dress. In the second season she has another makeover. That was, what was that? That was, I'm trying to think of it.
Oh yeah, well she's like 8, but she has a name too that's I can't quite recall right now. Her sister.
Yeah, that's right. She dresses her up all punk rock like
Yeah.
she likes. But then the third season, Max takes her out and she's like, "Here, you can choose
Yeah.
how you want to look."
Yeah.
And that was a big moment for her.
Yeah,
she's kind of learning how to express herself.
Yeah, she's not dressed up like a mannequin or something like that. Will, I feel like in this season was a little,
Took a back seat.
I don't want to say useless, but
Definitely took a back seat.
he had the thing where he could sense that the shadow monster was around.
And then didn't tell them, like when they were in the movie, like say something, man.
I think he was in denial though.
Yeah, I guess
think he
that's
just
true.
didn't want to believe.
He was
that-
possessed for a while.
Yeah,
so was
so-
still acclimating to like the world.
As he did sort of take a back seat, which so I agree with that. But at the same time, I genuinely like Will's character, and I think he might be the easiest to sympathize with this season, especially like being a lonely kid and you feel like your friends are like maturing faster than you. Or
That really hit me. The scene where he goes back and he destroys his fort. That really
was
killed
intense.
me.
Yeah, that was really.
I felt that.
intense
Like
to
I
watch.
I felt that so deeply because it's like we've all had those moments where like everything comes crashing down for you and it's rough.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was very difficult. I feel like there were a lot of scenes that were very difficult to watch. So what else are we talking about? Steve. Steve's great. Steve's one of the best. How do
Steve's
you not like
fantastic.
Steve? Like, I understand, like in the first season, maybe it's a little hard to like him, but he comes around at the end, and
Yeah.
in the second season, and now at this third season too. It's just like
Funny to think that like he was meant to be a character that was written off in the first season, but they liked
yeah,
him
I
so
think he was
much
supposed
that
to
they
be more like a Billy type of, or
Yeah.
just like the douchebag preppy villain guy. But I think that actor Joe Keery, like he was just so likable that they kind of had it turn around for him a little bit. But I loved him in this season.
Oh, he's so good.
I wish
The
there was
scoops, the scoop troop,
Scoop
troop.
It was fun to see him failing with women too. That's always
Yeah, that was great.
Fun to see. Welcome to my world. And I mean, Steve's awesome. He's so great. I love Steve, and I love Steve, and obviously Steve and Dustin I love together. I do wish Dustin was, because when you think about it, Dustin's with the crew, like the children, or I don't know what you want to call that crew, the crew of kids, in the first episode, and then it kind of doesn't end well because they're tired of hiking up the hill and they don't get a hold of Susie, and Mike and Eleven bail early. And then you don't see they're not together until episode 8. So I kind of
Oh, yeah,
but
that's
I get,
right.
but I did appreciate that quartet, Steve and Robin
Erica,
and
that
Erica.
right there.
and,
Whoa, yeah,
Dustin.
that's right, Erica.
Can't spell
Erica was
America without
fantastic.
Erica.
Yeah, Erica, she was great.
I love Erica.
I enjoyed seeing her
So
there.
funny,
Yeah, that was awesome.
so sassy.
Another character that kind of sort of takes a backseat this season is Jonathan. I feel like because
yeah, he doesn't have too much going on.
but I mean he definitely steps up in a lot of different ways. But I feel like he sort of takes a backseat to Nancy, who I feel like really thrives this season.
fucking badass.
yeah.
Talk about a scene, man, where Billy's coming at her and she's.
Got the shot.
This is, and actually, I think I believe that was homage to. Oh my god, why am I
You said the
blanking?
Escape from New
My
York.
brain isn't working. Yes, Escape from New York. The scene at the end where, shit, I can't remember her name, the character, but Duke of New York is coming after her with a car, and she's just blasting away at him, and he
Yeah.
does run her over though in the movie.
Well,
But such a badass scene. Nancy just fucking standing her ground and
Yeah.
not giving a fuck.
You gotta give a moment of silence there for Jonathan's pictures. Every 5 seconds, he's just in this dark room. And Nancy just comes barging in.
Nancy's very driven. This
There was a
season,
meme
yeah.
about that. It was actually
yeah,
fucking
every time he's like
Nancy.
Nancy.
God damn it!
But Nancy, I thought Nancy had a really sweet moment too. Here's another character we'll mention briefly about Mrs. Wheeler, because you never really see them. Karen Wheeler, you never really see them together. Or if you do, it's always like you're home late and you.
Very brief. Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
so it was nice to see them have a real moment of bonding. I thought that was really great. She was really great this season, Karen Wheeler. I thought.
And I
she
remember
was,
you saying too. It's funny. We were talking about like, oh, like if this person died, I wouldn't be that, you know. And James was like, if Karen died, I wouldn't really care that much. I was like, but she gave her the pep talk. It was so
Did
sweet.
I say that before she? Oh no, you said it after I gave it. I think I was
Yeah.
desperate for like.
Because you didn't want it to be.
Because I knew someone
yeah.
was gonna die, but it seemed like, oh no, it's not gonna be a periphery character. It's gonna be someone very important.
Because the headline said devastating, so we knew.
Yeah, for sure. So we talked about Karen, we talked about Erica, Joyce, and Hopper. I feel like kind of go hand in hand this season.
Yeah.
They had a lot of bickering, a lot of wild times. But you know what I love is, let's mention another one here. Joyce, Hopper, Murray, Alexi. That's
the
a really
car ride.
Yeah, the car
that
ride's
quartet.
fantastic.
I really like and enjoy. And I think Murray, Brett Gelman, is a great. I love him.
He's so funny.
I liked him even better this season, probably.
I love the background though. Lexi's just sitting there like, what are they? And then he explains it, and they just both start cracking up.
Yeah,
It's the
Murray's-
whole idea.
Oh, that's a great one. Murray and Hopper together drinking vodka.
Yeah.
That was.
Murray's reaction to Hopper's well, death in quotes, I thought was really sort of touching. But yeah, I thought he was great. I that when he yells at them to like get over yourselves and just go do it, and like and kind of the same thing he did with Nancy and Jonathan in season 2.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking that when when Hopper and Joyce show up to his place, I'm like, oh, they're gonna do that again, aren't they? And I was like, I'm totally down for it. 'Cause
Yeah,
it was,
he's like the matchmaker,
Yeah.
the unofficial matchmaker. All right, who else do we? The last character I think we have to talk about here, as far as I can tell, is Billy, who I think really in the second season he's almost impossible to like,
yeah.
and in this season you
Such a
find some sympathy for him in this season. And I think that performance from what is it, Dacre Montgomery? Is that how you say his name?
I have no
I
idea.
was reading
You
it
would
earlier.
know better than
I
I.
think it was an incredible performance. I think he was
Absolutely.
amazing in this season, like truly pretty amazing.
And it's something where, like, you know, obviously season 2, I hated his character. He was such a prick.
It was very easy to hate.
Like, just an irredeemable prick. And then in this season, by the end, to have me, like, I was choking up. I was tearing up a little bit at his death, you know, because it was just, it really hits you.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And I heard he said, that actor said that he was trying to express with his eyes that basically that he's trapped, like Billy is trapped, and does not want to be doing these evil things that he's doing. And actually, this moment didn't make it to my top 5 because you only have 5 spots, but it was a moment that I truly thought was chilling and I loved, when Elle is looking for Billy in the nether realm or whatever. I don't know, I keep calling it that. I don't know what it's called.
Psychic.
And then she thinks she's out, but she's still in basically,
Oh.
and he's just speaking to her in the cabin in the woods, and he's just like, basically, we built what we did. We did what we did here to kill you, and then we're going to kill all of your friends, and we're going to end everyone in the world. It's so intense and it's so scary, and that feeling of aloneness that it seemed like she felt like when she whipped off her blindfold and all of her friends were there, right? But she whips off her blindfold and they're not there anymore, and she's that really hit me hard in the chest, and that moment, a tear rolls down his eye, and it just got me thinking, like, oh, like that's Billy. Like Billy is,
Yeah, he's still
Billy
in
does
there.
not want to be saying these things to her, but so yeah, that didn't make my top 5, but it damn well could have. But there's just so much
Yeah,
that-
so much going on.
I tried to do like a balanced top 5 too, and get everyone I loved in there, and you know, I had to have a moment for Steve, for Dustin, and anyway, yeah. So Billy was fantastic. What a great, yeah, it was awesome. I wonder what did you find was the hardest scene to watch? Because I have it hands down. The one that I know for me was the hardest to watch.
How do you mean, just like...
Maybe not emotionally, but maybe like,
Visually,
because what I'm talking about is the hot knife on Eleven's leg.
Yeah.
I thought was extraordinarily difficult to
That
watch.
was rough. That was rough.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what can top that as far as just like pure. I mean, it was a great scene, but like
One thing I will say, and it didn't get too bad though,
Yeah.
but when they were beating the shit out of Steve,
Yeah.
and then they brought out those tools, I was really worried they were gonna do like an extended torture with
Oh,
him.
yeah,
Like I thought we were
yeah.
gonna see like pulling teeth and stuff like that, and that
Yeah.
like gave me such
They're just gonna
anxiety.
torture Steve to death
Like, I
in
don't
front of
wanna
you.
see that.
would, well,
No.
because for a long time, and I think did I mention this to you? Like I thought Steve was gonna die
Yeah, you
based
did.
on a nothing YouTube comment that I shouldn't have read. That people kept commenting on the trailer before the thing even came out, like, if Steve dies, I'm gonna cancel my Netflix subscription. If Steve dies, I'm gonna kill myself. And then some brazen troll of a commenter just said, Steve dies. Sorry, guys. And for some reason, I was like, does he know something I don't know? Did he get his hand on an advanced script? And
He seemed so sure.
It didn't seem like, oh yeah, he's dead, you idiots, he's gonna die. But it was just like, oh, sorry, he dies. And it was like, I spent most of the season thinking Steve was gonna die. So
I mean, to be fair though, like the situation Steve was in was like, holy shit, he's gonna fucking die.
that's the reason I had a lot of anxiety,
Yeah.
because I was like, if they're gonna kill Steve,
That's too like I said, when there's the scene they bring all the tools in, I was like, oh, what are you doing?
yeah.
Leave him alone.
Oy vey. So what did you think was the funniest moment, or in particular, what's something that made you, because I thought it was a very funny season as well.
Yeah.
Too. I think when I don't usually like laugh or at things like this, but when Mike was chastising Max for like encouraging Eleven to spy on them, and he said like, "What if I was taking a huge shit?"
That was funny. That
Really
was really
funny.
good.
And she's like, "But you weren't." He's like, "What if I was?" And she's like, "Then gross." I thought that really made me laugh.
That was
Also,
good.
Dustin just makes me laugh. Like
Dustin's
always.
great. I thought Erica was hilarious.
Yeah.
Just about everything Erica did was so fun. And you know what, too? Specifically with Murray. What did she call it? She called him like a bald asshole. She's like, you bald asshole.
I love the little bit about like Murray hating children, and then when
they
Dustin's
call
calling
him
his bald
bald eagle.
and he's like clearly really doesn't like that.
He's so
I
mad
got
about
two
it.
really quick
And then makes him
Wow.
repeat it.
One that people just forget about. 11. Just stealing all the Eggos.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was
was
funny.
fantastic.
Yeah, and she was so brazen about it too.
Yeah.
Like, didn't give a
She
didn't
just
give a
grabbed him and just
fuck.
walked off.
Just was like, I want these. I'm gonna take them.
It's mine.
I was
Use
just
her
wondering
powers to stop
how is she
marriage.
gonna cook them too, but I don't know with her mind. I don't know. Anyway,
She
The
probably
other
could
one was,
have
yeah,
mine.
just the Slurpee thing.
Um,
That whole
yeah.
Slurpee moment.
the cherry, yeah.
Erica was great, but I will have to say, definitely going to be a drugged up. This was when it was Steve and oh my god, my brain is not
Robin.
Steve and
Bathroom.
Robin. When they were drugged up, it just no, because the bathroom they kind of
When
sobered
they
up.
were like talking about Back to the Future.
Yeah, when they were talking about Back to the Future.
That's his mom. It's like that's his mom, but they're the same age. Yeah,
And Dustin and Erica have to be basically their guardians.
yeah. At the end
that
of the
point.
scene in the bathroom, after the big confession, or not confession, but Robin saying that telling Steve that she's gay. Dustin and Erica bursting in the bathroom and being like, seriously? I thought that was really funny though.
Fantastic.
Because Steve was sort of the position of the babysitter in season 2, but then Dustin sort of
It was nice to see that
Dustin
role
definitely
reversal.
had to be the babysitter for that one because they
Yeah.
were acting like ridiculous. All right, so yeah, that was the hardest thing to watch.
It was theorized that was LSD, right?
Really, I just thought it was like truth serum, like
That's-
sodium pentothal. But is it?
Thought
supposed
someone.
to be-
I thought there was a theory going around that was LSD. But I don't think truth serum would make you act like that.
I don't
kinda
know,
does, isn't
truth
Like,
serum.
Does it?
removes inhibitions and everybody's afraid.
I think that's kind of I always figured that's how it goes. Like it just makes
just
you
don't
kind of
care.
like, hey.
It's like, so what'd you do? It's like, who are you working for? Like, you just don't care. Like, oh yeah, man, this guy's cool. This is mine.
Yeah, like when he mentions Dustin's full name, like he thinks it's cool. He's like, yeah, Dustin Henderson. But
Like when he starts laughing, like that was a good part too. The Russian's like, so who do you work for?
Scoops, yeah, because it's the truth. He does. He
He
works
just
Yeah.
starts laughing, just cracking like Scoops the whole.
I like when he starts offering them ice cream. He starts offering the Russians
that's,
free ice cream. So
That's
good.
on my top 5 there.
So
Steve. Well, actually, on my top 5. This is another one I cheated. I guess I cheated over and over again. Steve offers Russians ice cream, and
Well, let's just do the top 5 because I feel like we keep saying this is from the
Well,
top.
we're
5.
about to do the top.
We
5.
are about to- okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so
Gotcha,
okay,
gotcha.
I'll start with that. It's really not my number 4, but Steve offers Russians ice cream. I thought it was hilarious. So this
good.
Russians basically keeps beating the ever loving hell out of him. This is before he gets injected with
really
the truth serum.
wailing.
And basically, he's like, you gotta. He's like, you gotta try this ice cream. Ice cream. I'll give you all ice cream. And it's like, it's the USS Butterscotch. It's called. And he's like, it is out of this world. And it's like, he has nothing to offer him. Like nothing.
Just
But
ice
all
cream.
ice cream is all he has.
I mean, if you're being tortured by
Yeah.
Russians, you know,
Yeah.
that's all you got.
Yeah. So and then in parentheses, I said Back to the Future because that's a huge cheat. Huge cheat. I picked 3 of these moments are 2 moments each. I'm an asshole. Anyway, so that's one of mine. What's your number 5?
I don't know. We're gonna go in particular order because I'm not prepared at all.
Do you want me to just read mine and then I'll?
Yeah, just read yours and then I'll just go.
And then you'll do
I'll-
your.
I'll
Okay.
do mine.
Don't
So,
forget, we got a
um,
game to play later.
That's true.
We got a game.
Oh, did you not know
Ooh,
we
yeah,
have a
we got
game?
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
We got
I'm excited.
We got
I'm intrigued.
We got a fun game to play.
I like it.
We're already 15 minutes.
No, this is gonna be a pretty. This is
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be a pretty
gonna be a
long
good one.
because we got a couple more things to
You're
talk
like 20
about, but
minutes,
it's
that
fine.
was-
You know,
Yeah.
Gusto After Dark. There are
Gusto
no
After
rules.
Dark, man.
Keep it going on.
That's what we do.
Number 5 is Dustin and Susie singing the Neverending Story theme. It's so out of place. But it's like it's so out of place that it's so in the right place. You know what I mean? Like
It
I
works.
was angry to an extent because she's the reason that Hopper, the whole situation. But she doesn't know that they're fighting monsters and trying to. Save
I think
the
she
world.
was. Well, she thought he was probably being.
And just joking. Like, oh, they're saving the world.
Yeah. But anyway, that was just so. It was like all because at that moment, it's such a perilous moment. So many things are going wrong. Several people are being actively chased by a monster. Other people are like, they're trying to get in to destroy the gate, and we take a break so they can sing the Neverending Story theme to each other. And all I could be was delighted by it. It was funny and sweet and just delightful. I loved it so much.
Yeah, it
So
was great.
that's and just the look on everyone's, particularly Hopper's face of like,
Yes.
what the fuck is? Nobody says anything though until Erica cuts. Well, after they sing, Erica cuts them off when they're going back and forth. But that was wonderful. Number 4, Steve offers Russian's ice cream. Number 3 would be the montage of 11 and Max shopping at the mall. I thought it was really great and super fun and really touching to see 11. I mean, 11 already understands what friendship is, but to really like just get a gal pal, you know, to like, because that's something special that she never really had. She was resentful and jealous of Max in season 2, which I'm thankful that it went the opposite direction in season 3. And yeah, it's a Material Girl playing by Madonna, which is like such the obvious choice, but sometimes the obvious choice is the correct one. And then the little girls, there's some girl, or not little, but teenage girls that kind of snicker at Max and 11, and 11 makes her soda explode in her hand.
That
and,
was. I forgot what I read earlier, but that was the girl from season 1 that was like making fun of somebody, or she was an asshole. in the previous
so
season.
she really,
Oh, yeah.
it was a long time coming. But I thought that was a truly, really great moment. All that whole I loved the setting of the Starcourt Mall. I really did.
Fantastic.
And we were at the mall today, Job and I, and it just made me think like the mall used to be like a special place, and it used to be like, I don't know, people would go to the mall and you go to the movies, and there's just a lot of, and all the stuff you want to buy is like music and whatever, it's at the mall. Now we don't really need the mall anymore. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, like, oh, I wish the mall would come back. It's just like the landscape is changing, so it was cool to look back at when the landscape was different, when the mall meant something. The mall sucks now.
And
But it's
Boscov's
just,
was straight out of the 80s. Like that place.
yeah, we walked through Boscov's and it's like, it looks like
It's like a trip
it
back
looks
in
like
time.
it's like
You
1984
got neon
in
lights
there.
everywhere.
So that's
the
cool.
windows.
At least we got Boscov's.
Still got Boscov's.
But seeing
if
all the
nothing else.
storefronts, particularly like Sam Goody and Walden Books and all that stuff in there, was like a really, really cool. I thought it was great. So that's my number 3. Number 2 is a huge cheat. It's 2 completely different scenes. The only way I could rationalize that they're somewhat similar is that it's like a contained fight with a monster. So, number 2 would be the scene in the sauna test, when the children basically want to test and see if Billy is truly flayed by throwing him in the sauna because they know he doesn't like heat. And just the range of emotions that I think the actor said, Dacre said that, like, you read that and you're like, wow, it's like, as an actor, you get to go through all sorts of different emotions. And it became like instantly iconic, like just in my brain. I feel like that moment of them throwing Billy in the sauna and then him escaping and then 11 just like taking him down and throwing him through a brick goddamn wall.
Yeah.
Was really amazing. And then one moment when he had 11 up by the neck, and I'm thinking everyone's just standing there like, what the hell? But then Mike, of course, hits him with, I forget what he hits him with.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But that I guess they were all paralyzed with fear. But I was like, Jesus, man, somebody help her.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that coupled with the the showdown with the mind flayer in the cabin
Son of a bitch.
is.
That was one of mine.
I figured it would be, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay.
So I'll chime in. That's fine. This is just that was
Yeah.
fantastic,
incredible.
and such a great nod to Evil Dead.
Definitely, we felt that, and
Oh,
you could
yeah.
even see like the deer on the wall there because in the,
Yeah,
the
like,
deer comes down, laughs, and
Yeah.
it doesn't happen here, but you definitely like this was such
But
a
they purposefully
such a
had
nod
that
to the
in that
Evil
shot.
Dead. But then we get the Evil Dead poster in Jonathan's room, like you see from season 1.
Yeah.
So it's like clearly it was an influence.
Even when his
but-
dickhead dad was telling him,
yeah, take that down. It's inappropriate. But yeah, that scene was just incredible. So good.
Yeah.
And when the like tendrils are coming out and Eleven's fighting with both hands, and it was.
I'm also just such a sucker for a good standoff scene like that. I love stuff like that. I mean, one of my favorites was
Assault on Precinct 13.
Yes.
I just read your mind.
such a good one. Such a
Yeah.
good, because that's one of the best standoff movies.
The whole movie's a stand-up.
Yeah, that's what it is. They're trying to hold the police station. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. Assault on Precinct 13, the original, not the remake. That was a piece of trash.
Yeah, I didn't really
With Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke, father
that.
of Maya Hawke. Yeah, I didn't really enjoy that in that remake very much at all. Number 1, once again, total cheat. Although this one they happen right next to each other, so.
Okay.
11.
It's our show. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
This is the after hour show. So you can
It's after hours, man. No rules here.
it's 1:30 in the morning.
Damn. Yeah, we're having a good time.
11 reading Hopper's letter. I mean, how could you watch
that's
that?
that's gonna be another one of
And,
mine also.
How could you just not weep at that?
I
It's
was
so touching,
Yeah.
and and apparently I had read an article with Millie Bobby Brown saying that she did not read that letter beforehand, and there was a recording of David Harbour's voice reading the letter out loud, so she was reacting to it very organically. So that makes it even all the more like intense to watch her just like break down at the end of reading that letter. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the letter tied with I'm a big Maleven fan. So 11 tries to use her powers in her room to get the teddy bear or the big bear down. She can't do it. Her powers at the end of season 3 are not working, and we don't really know why. Mike comes in, says, "Oh, you'll get him back," and then she says, "Do you remember what you said?" He basically said, "I love you," and she overheard it. She said, "I love you too," and that was I don't know, what can I say? I'm a romantic, so yeah, that's got to be that moment. Really touched me very much. So
This is a very sweet moment.
yeah, I think immediately tears rolling down my face when I saw that. Anyway, that's my top 5.
It's a good top 5.
Thank you. It's like a top 9, but
Yeah, it's fine.
what are you gonna do?
I get it.
A few of those are from the upside down. You get your
Yeah, exactly,
little dimensional thing going.
So, Shawnee Boo, top 5, go.
So Cabin obviously was one for me. Cabin was a big scene. I love that. The letter, which again is why Hopper is one of my favorite characters, because he has such a hard time expressing himself and saying how he feels, that when he finally gets to that point and he finally lets it out, it really is special, and it's very poignant, and he always has something to say, something meaningful. I don't know, he's just such a sweet character.
Yeah.
God, this is very tough. Probably, and it's gonna be so skewed because Hopper's my boy.
It's a whole Hopper. The time Hopper took his shirt off. The time Hopper peed.
How did you know my list?
Time Hopper looked like the dude from.
I was gonna say when he
Yeah.
goes in the fun house, and he's in
That
the
was
fun
good.
house, and
Sure.
the tiger, the roar. That's it's so good, so good.
I enjoyed his
film too.
attire this season. The Magnum PI
Yeah, it was
style.
fantastic. I love that too when he's talking to Joyce and they're trying to figure out a day to go out. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, we can't do that day because 11 likes to watch Magnum PI." Like he wouldn't
Miami
admit.
Vice.
Oh, Miami Vice. Oh, I can't. What? No, it's Magnum PI.
No, he says Miami Vice.
They were watching
Miami
Magnum
Vice?
PI. Like he was watching it.
Yeah,
at
he
some
says
point, but-
Miami Vice.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Magnum PI. Oh, I mixed that up. I mixed that up. But I thought that
I'm
was
pretty sure. I always, when I get so sure of myself, I always then wind up doubting myself. But I'm pretty sure he says Miami Vice.
I thought that was so funny though that he didn't want to admit that he loved that show. So good. I'm trying to really rack my brain for this one. You know what? I might have to throw it in because I briefly touched on it before about how it goes back to a childhood fear of mine. The scene where they're in the hospital and he's coming after Nancy. That was intense.
Yeah.
As well coupled with naturally also Jonathan struggling against his boss. That was a great scene, and then the payoff when the thing.
Oh,
Oof.
yeah, that thing. Yeah.
Ugh.
Like when it slides through the grate in the door.
It's
and
pretty
stuff.
intense. The villain that can do that, that can like disassemble and turn into a pile of goop.
They kept
Again, and
referencing
it
the
all
thing,
comes back to
maybe.
I felt like they had such a good feeling of like an unstoppable force that you could not do anything. You just had to find a way to escape it. You know, I really liked that throughout the season.
Yeah.
And fuck, probably
was
number
that?
5 would have to. That was. This
That's
is gonna be
4.
my 5th because also I was saying the captain
Yeah.
in the letter. 5th might have to be Steve and Robin drugged out.
Yeah.
That was
Crazy.
good.
That was so good. I loved it. It was hilarious.
I like
Yeah,
the whole
it was
Die
awesome.
Hard thing with Erica just crawling through these vents, like that whole little sequence, the elevator.
I didn't pick
down the
anything
thing.
with Erica, but I loved Erica this season. I thought she was hilarious.
Yeah. Erica's
She
great.
really steals the show.
You know, she'll
Without
never get her
Erica,
ice
without
cream
Erica.
because the mall exploded.
That's true. I always think it too when she said a lifetime supply of ice cream, and I was like, "There's no way these two characters are going to be working here for life, let alone your life." You know what I mean? So it's
How
like,
do you tell that? So, like, you know, say.
Well, that's the funny thing, like, because she is mature she's very mature for her age, but she's still a kid.
yeah.
So, like, it's funny that she would still be like, a lifetime supply of ice cream. It's such a kid thing
Say
to
they
want.
lose their jobs, they quit, they move on. What's she gonna do? Yeah, those 2 guys that worked here last, they said I could have ice cream because
I
they
helped
got me to
them
go fight the Russians.
Yeah.
I helped them fight Russians.
Well, she can't even do that because the mall's done, right?
Yeah.
So sorry, Erica. So that's your top 5.
Yeah.
Good one, bro.
Oh, good to you. You had a great list as
Oh,
well.
thank you. I had a lot of time to think about. I'm putting you on the spot here. What are we gonna? We're gonna wrap it up, and then we're gonna play our game. Okay, so theories about Hopper. He's definitely not dead. That's all.
Not dead.
That's
yeah.
what I can say.
And thank God.
with almost 100% certainty.
I don't think-
I'm
Thank
gonna
God,
say
when I
100%
thought he was
certainty.
dead, wailed like a baby.
Yeah, it was intense.
I don't think-
You. I will say though, you called it. Like,
I knew.
You did.
You know, I knew that going when they were talking with Alexei, and it came up that he was like, anyone around that machine is going to be obliterated. I was like, oh fuck, god damn it,
Yeah.
it's Hopper.
yeah.
I don't
Because of
think
course
he's
he's that
American.
tragic character,
I
you
don't
know.
think he's in the Soviet prison.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's too obvious.
Yeah, I
It's,
think-
the American.
I think what we're
Yeah.
gonna see is we're gonna go in. They're gonna reveal the American. It's not gonna be Hopper. Everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" And then they'll have the reveal at the end of the
There'll
episode
be
that
some tag at the end that
Yeah.
that Hopper's still around. Either he's in the Upside Down.
I'm thinking that's what it is. He's in the
yeah,
upside
or
down.
I heard there's some sort of portal or something to a different to Russia, or I don't know. There's a lot of different theories.
Well, because there's the gate over there also.
yeah,
Because that's
So-
the first scene was them failing
yeah.
to open the gate over there.
Like
So-
Minecraft or Stargate or something. You go through, space is shorter, and like.
But the thing is, though, that one's not open, right? They couldn't open it.
I don't know.
Maybe the thing is something with 11. That's how she gets her powers back. There's something with Hopper. He's stuck in the upside down. There's flashes of something. And she somehow reopens the portal.
Yeah,
Could be.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the main thing is like you do not see him perish.
Yeah,
And-
you don't, because when you go back to the scene, and I went back to the scene, it's-
Everyone
So
else
intense I
explodes,
was.
and he's not there.
He's not
just
in the
there.
shot.
So
Graphic chunks when
Yeah.
they explode. Too.
And then,
Just
yeah,
great
you-
chunks.
so you see as the machine's exploding, if you look to the left where he should be, you don't see him.
yeah,
And then also, yeah, when Joyce walks up and she's looking at the walkway, there's nothing there. There's no evidence of a body. There's no evidence of anything.
Yeah. There's a couple of clues, like big clues, I feel like, too. One of them being in an interview, the same interview I read with Millie Bobby Brown, where she talked about that reading the letter. She said, "Oh, it was a very, very intense and emotional thing because this girl's father has died, or so she thinks." So I just feel like that's sort of a giveaway there. Not that she knows like everything there is to know, but
But she would know that, though. Such a major plot thread like that. She
Yeah.
would know that.
so
Yeah,
that's
Because she said, too, she said herself, like, yeah, I asked the Duffer Brothers about,
Yeah.
like, what's going on, you
Yeah.
know?
So and then another one that I didn't notice but I read online, which I thought was very very astute, was that the song playing over the end, basically before we get that last tease of the in Russia, the song that's playing as she's reading the letter or as they're moving out, like that whole thing, is Peter Gabriel's version of David Bowie's Heroes. Now, I've never really known them to repeat a song, right? But this song is repeated. This song is played once before. The only other time it's played is when they found Will's body in the quarry, which was a fake. So, a character we think has died is maybe not what it seems. And I mean, you have to, there's no way they meticulously choose every piece of music and where it plays. There's no way that wasn't intentional.
That's a dead
Right?
giveaway.
There's no way, right? So, and I remember being like, I definitely recognized it. I was like, oh yeah, they played this before, but I think, oh, it's a very affecting song. It's like deeply emotional. So they chose to play it again. Well, I'm like, no, let's think about this from a different angle here. So, yeah, there's no way. He's not dead. The end.
Which is brilliant. Fucking, that's
That's a whole,
great.
that's some next level
Such a
shit.
good
that's-
callback,
yeah.
you know?
So, last thing I want to talk about before we play our game is ideas for what you think might be going on in season 4.
Well, clearly we see the Russians are still at play.
Yeah.
You know? They're still going to be a big part of it.
That's the height of the Cold War.
Um,
You got a prison with Demogorgon in it.
The Flayer's not dead, right? He's just back.
No, that's the thing I was reading on Wikipedia or one of the things. It's like the Flayer that was in the world was pretty much a puppet. It's like a hive mind thing. So the Shadow Flayer still is in the Upside Down. So maybe he's gonna lure 11 to do something with her and Hopper to try to get out again.
If we're saying too, if 4 is going to be the final season, then they're going to want to close it out. I would say they're probably going to talk about like definitively closing the gate.
I just want to know if 4 is the actual last season, because I don't know for sure. They keep saying, well, they said 4 is like not quite enough. 5 seasons would be like a little too much. So
4
I think
seasons
what
in a
you
movie.
said, yeah, 4 seasons in a movie would probably.
yeah, well, that's just an idea.
That might be the-
I don't know.
4 seasons, and season 4 is just a little bit longer. You can throw a few extra episodes in there just to make
Yeah,
it.
well, or just give us like a one-off or something. But my thing is like I want to know where it ends. Like if 4 is the last season, that's fine. Let me know. Like,
If they come out
tell
and say we
me.
got 6 seasons, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I feel like they do tell you those things in advance, though, right? The final season or something like
Yeah, they'll say it. If it's going to be the final season, they're going to say it
The only
for
time I don't
sure.
really say is if it gets canceled, but even then, this isn't going to get
There's
canceled.
no way. There's
No.
no way. It
And
would
other shows that
There's
have
too
gotten
much heat
canceled,
behind it.
somebody else picks them up because they know there's a fan base.
No, there's no way. This is like one of the most popular shows.
Probably outranks Game of Thrones.
I mean,
Oh.
if not outranks,
It's up there.
It's second to Game of Thrones. But I heard the Duffer Brothers saying they're tentatively saying, and they choose their words so carefully. They're just like, if there were to be a 4th season, what we might like to explore. And then what do they say? Like, it's the American Hopper. Like, it's important that we ask these questions. Like, they're very, very good at dodging. I'm wondering too, like David Harbour, like, how is he going to do interviews for the next 2 years or whatever? Like, what is he going to say? He's like, well, I don't know nothing. Sorry. Like, I guess that's probably going to have to be his thing.
Yeah,
But
I
heard,
cannot confirm nor deny.
They said that
Kinda suck.
it's probably going to be a lot of different. It's going to be different than season 4 in a lot of ways, and that also it might not necessarily take place in Hawkins. I don't know if at all, or I hope some of it would take place in Hawkins.
You would
'cause
hope, yeah.
We still have characters in Hawkins, but I'm sure Joyce, Jonathan, Will, and 11 moving to question mark. We're gonna have to take that into account. I just have a feeling there's just so much we have to work with here, and it gets me really excited because season 2 kind of it ends with that tease of you showing that there's the monster's still in the Upside Down, but I feel like it's more of a closed door there. You know what I mean? This one, season 3, I feel like we have so much that we're actively wondering about, like, where is Hopper? How do we get to Hopper? How do we reunite Hopper and 11?
Yeah,
How
season
does
2
11 doesn't have her powers. How does she get her
Yeah.
powers back?
Like there was basically and it was a great ending for season 2.
I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas 3, and it is great ending. I'm not saying it's not a great ending, but it leaves a lot of open-ended questions.
does.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think crushed me the most was them moving away. Really deeply affected me. I don't know. It was just like you're splitting everybody up, and it made me so sad.
It was very,
Um,
very sad.
So, yeah. And then in that same interview, I got all this from one interview with Millie Bobby Brown. That she said that the scene of it's wordless because the music is playing. You don't hear anyone saying anything. You see them all saying goodbye to each other. And she said, like, we all just pretended it was our last day of filming together. So, if you see the emotions in that scene, and I've watched it several times, like, they are so raw and real looking. Like, everyone looks absolutely devastated in that scene. Worth watching again to see a bunch of crying children. Am I a sadist? I don't know. But, like, in particular, like, Will, like, it looks just devastated. And then Mike too, like Mike and 11 separating. That hurts me because I just love those two. My favorite moment from season 2 was when Mike first in the episode before the last episode, where Mike finds out that like 11 steps right in front of him, and he's been like every day trying to contact her somehow, some way. Like, oh my god, it just, what can I say? It hit me right in the feels.
Oof.
Anyway, yeah, all right, you did great. This is gonna be the nerdiest shit anyone's ever seen in their lives. Like, I don't think I've ever been this nerdy about anything in my life.
We
I
knew
liked
it
the Star
pretty
Trek
hard.
episode.
We're not having a Star Trek episode. Get it out of your head.
We'll film the Star Trek episode and we'll dub over Nerd Face or whatever. All right, we got a game to play.
Got a game?
Oh yes,
Game.
here we go.
Stranger
Stranger Gories, or if you will, Demogories, like that.
I like that.
Demogories, not that. Yeah,
I like
so
it.
Stranger Gories. We saw a couple of games. We saw a few games today that were
Yeah,
Stranger.
the Eggo thing. There was like some
Yeah,
Eggo
it was like an
card game
Eggo
that
waffle
pops out of the
game.
toaster.
There's a Trivia Pursuit game that was like 80s trivia and Stranger Things trivia. That seemed pretty cool. But then I thought, like, I mean, we're all about categories, right?
It's like
We just
30
made
bucks.
a special Stranger Things themed categories list.
Oh shit.
Font and everything. It's list 11.
Yeah, list 11.
List 11.
There you go. So I thought, yeah, we'll have a fun
Yeah,
time.
get going, these guys.
Fun time doing this.
Oh god.
I think all the pencils are still working.
All right, and then we're gonna have to put what 3 minutes on the clock. You
Yeah,
got,
we
you
need
got
a-
a timer? I don't have one on me.
Mine are both.
Huh. We need a timer somehow.
Okay, I got my phone.
Here, grab
Oh
my
yeah, your phone.
laptop.
Here's your phone. Here's the phone.
You got the orb over there.
Oh, the orb. Yes.
The orb, the 20-sided die, some Dungeons and Dragons. This is gonna be hard.
Was it 3 minutes?
3 minutes. Yeah. I'll give you the honors.
Meet weekend.
Oh god.
So all this is pertaining to the show, obviously. So when
Yeah,
we say
naturally.
locations, we're talking about locations in the show, villains from the show, characters from the show. You added an extra one in here. I didn't even see that. How are we supposed to answer that based on
You
it?
just choose one.
I mean, there is no 13, so
Yeah, I know. We'll just have to write it on the bottom. I guess that's a freebie. We all get a point.
Yeah, that's all the
works
point.
for me. T.
Okay.
Got a T. Oh wait, I gotta start the timer. My bad.
I just realized I have a cheat sheet in front of me.
I'm literally gonna have nothing. I'm dying.
Yo, come on, losers.
I'm just, like my brain's not functioning right now. It's really
I'm not doing great either, but I got come up with something.
They got 4 so far.
Yeah. That wasn't a great one.
I did. I did so bad.
I didn't do great.
I have words. I have words.
All right.
They might not be real.
So, listen, boys, we're just gonna have to see what we come up with here. All right. Number 1 is locations. I did not have anything for locations.
Nope.
Number 2 is villains.
Nothing.
Nothing.
We got Tovarish Russian. Tovarish is Russian for comrade.
Okay.
It's a word.
The Thessal Hydra is, I think, another name for the Mind Flayer.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
This
damn.
is- Damn, you really went to the Dungeons and Dragons level.
I saw an interview with Hopper, not the actor who plays Hopper, and he called it the Thessal Hydra. So that was a pretty cool name.
That's a cool name.
Characters, number 3.
I got him.
Put Tiffany, because there might have been a Tiffany.
I'm gonna veto that.
Probably.
Unless you
no.
can tell me who Tiffany is.
Yeah, can you say who Tiffany is?
Vetoed.
That girl got her drink blown up in the mall.
Is that Tiffany?
Probably not.
I wrote Tom Holloway. All right.
Oh.
Number 4, children's hobbies, activities.
Nothing.
Nothing. Talking on walkie. Does that count?
Yeah, sure.
You got telekinesis.
Sure. It's an activity.
It's one child.
Telekinesis. That's what is that? Songs played on the show. I didn't get anything for that.
Yeah, I got.
Did you get anything?
I got some things.
I
Now,
got- Does this count if it was
I
something?
told you my brain's not working.
What's
Total eclipse of the heart.
Yeah, we'll give you that. Sure.
As they were singing.
Sure.
Bathroom.
The next one is actors' names. I racked my brain. I couldn't think of anyone.
No, nothing.
There's probably someone. But
The media that influenced Stranger Things.
The Thing.
The Thing.
Terminator.
1 point you don't even get.
Terminator.
Terminator. I think I only have
Oh,
one.
yeah, good one.
It influenced
What
the
else?
Russian guy, Anton Kolovich, or whatever his name was.
Clothes from the show.
Nope.
Got nothing.
Me neither. Found in Starcourt Mall.
Tapes.
Sure,
Oh.
yeah, there would be tips in the mall. I didn't get anything.
No.
No. Found the Upside Down.
Nothing.
Terror, huh?
Tentacles.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Tentacles.
Yeah,
Tentacles.
tentacles.
Just tentacles.
Alright.
Good point.
11 is product placement.
I'm pretty sure I saw this in when Joyce was working the mini mart. It was Tampax. Pretty sure she had a box of Tampax.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, she's marking it
She
down.
was, like, marking
Yeah.
it down.
Yeah.
I put tab because I'm pretty sure. I feel like I saw it, but I'm not 100%. So
I feel like there would have been a
Pretty
tab
sure there
in
was
there.
tab in it.
Minnesota region when they're going on.
Yeah, I would give it
Yeah.
to you. I'm pretty sure they had tab.
Tab.
On
I've
Great
never
stuff.
seen a pink box.
Great stuff.
Did you ever have it?
It tastes kind of.
It's like a diet soda thing, right?
You used to have it at Acme, I remember.
What
And
is
I was I was so surprised. I never
Target,
tried it, but
Walmart. I think they brought it back a few years ago.
that? Never had it. Weapons.
I had nothing.
No.
Yeah, nothing. Strawberry. Cherry or
Strawberry.
strawberry.
Got cherry.
Well, we
Heathen.
all get a point. It all counts. I got 5.
I got 3.
I got 6.
Oh, snap. You win.
Damn. Joe coming in.
Pretty good list, though. We might have done better with a better
Better.
letter.
Yeah.
That could be a thing. We could just pull this out again, right?
Well, we'll hold on to this. Stranger Gories.
Stranger Gories. I like that. That's funny.
And if you guys want to see the list.
Stranger Gories. Anyway. So tired.
Yeah.
But
Go
this is a good. I'm happy we did this, and
It's a good time.
I love Stranger Things. I love it with all my heart, and I'm happy to.
Such a good season.
Yeah.
So many great
it was
moments.
awesome.
So many great characters. New characters.
Yeah.
Just such a good time.
I feel like
I feel like they keep topping.
Yeah.
They keep doing, and the seasons were already fantastic, but then they just keep getting better as it goes on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, season 1 was good. It was like, I feel like it doesn't count in a way because it was a new show. You know, it's like, okay, where are they going? Season 2 was like, oh, damn, this is good. And season it just keeps going on.
Yeah, it's I love it, and I feel like I needed this here episode to sort of explore every avenue to talk about it, because it's like otherwise I just want to keep bringing it up at every turn we do on the show or whatever. So
Yeah, it's nice to kind of get it all
yeah,
out.
it's nice that we have this avenue to just go to town, and I'm sure everyone's turned it off by now. But
Oh yeah, definitely.
if you're for some reason still watching this,
If you're still here, drop us a comment.
first off, what's your
Let
problem?
us, yeah.
Hey, they
What's
can
your
stay
deal?
Here. They can see the little memorial thing I got coming at the end. for
Chuck,
Alexi.
don't you have to go to bed?
Yeah.
Well, Alexi, rest
Go to
in
bed,
peace
Chuck.
thing.
Chuck, I don't even think will watch this, because if Chuck doesn't watch Stranger Things, what's Chuck gonna care about this?
She doesn't watch Stranger Things?
I don't know, does she?
I would assume she watches Stranger Things.
I think this might be so nerdy though that even fans will be like, "Shut up." So
Fair enough.
I don't know. If you're watching this,
More power
I
to
don't know
you.
what to say.
Bless you. Drop a comment.
I'm sorry.
Let us know what you liked about
Yeah.
the season. What was your favorite? What were your top 5?
Maybe we should have.
This is going on Reddit. This is
Maybe
gonna
we
be the
should
one that
have
goes on Reddit.
a secret code. So it's like if you've watched this long, you can comment with the secret code.
The gray cat goes
Just
to
like,
China.
just make it easy, like butterscotch. Just walk up to us and just say butterscotch.
USS Butterscotch.
USS Butterscotch. Say USS Butterscotch to
Alright,
us.
so
True.
if you see it on YouTube, stop changing it. Stop changing the code. We got the code.
It's USS Butterscotch.
USS Butter- So if you watched it, if you watched it on YouTube or something, or comment wherever you like to comment, just say USS Butterscotch, and we'll know you watched the whole thing.
We'll know.
We are not going to see one of those.
No,
No.
not a single
Somebody's gonna
one.
watch it.
The
and
only
be like,
one that I think who would watch all the episodes, I'm pretty
Brad.
sure, yeah, is Brad. And Brad hasn't even seen season 2, I think.
Oh, yeah, so
the
he's
only
got
one that
ways.
like our ace in the hole, I feel like is not even gonna watch it. And I'm not saying I blame. Also, it's like probably chances are it's not 2 o'clock in the morning where you watch. It's 2 o'clock in the morning here, so I feel
Yeah.
exhausted with myself
Very
right
tired.
now.
How
And
long
with
do y'all
you a
think
little
this
bit.
episode is?
Yeah, I'm getting sick of you.
It's not sure.
We're at 1 hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah, I figured it would
Woo.
be. Well, we had a lot to say. At
Yeah.
first, I thought we'd do like a half-hour thing, but then as I was preparing it and I was writing all. I mean, look at. I want to show you
It's a lot to go.
maybe my notes. Like these are my notes. We can
It's like a
point.
Wikipedia
We can
article.
point it at
Nerd.
Well, like I mean, you know, if you can't see this, but this is like
Yeah,
a
it's
lot of
There's a lot of
notes
stuff
and
to go over.
so I just
Patreon
thought
supporters.
Yeah.
Copy of that.
this is gonna take a while. And if you're a fan and you've enjoyed the chatter, thank you for watching.
Thank you guys.
But this is the nerdiest, most like I don't know, like specific.
What are you
like-
gonna do in a few years when they come up with something like Stranger Things, but set in the 90s? That might be some next level shit right there.
I don't know. I don't know what I'd do with that.
I'll probably shit my pants.
He would. I seen him do it.
We need to stop. I need to go to bed.
Me too. I'm so tired.
Like and subscribe and click the bell for something.
Smash that
Notifications.
like button.
Smash that like button. I'm gonna go to bed. You guys keep the camera rolling. I don't care.
This is actually not as uncomfortable as I thought.
Yeah, it's not that great. This reminds me of school. You know,
When you sleep on the desk.
It's like 7-Up. Good night, everybody.
Yeah,
Good
don't
night, YouTube.
think I want to be awake anymore.
We can clean this table up tomorrow, right?
I gotta get a little close up with a coffee cup here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we could probably clean it up tomorrow.
Or to take all my goods away though. That's all I do.